Hey everybody, welcome to 2025, a wonderful year that I can only assume is gonna get better.
Yes.
I'm Joel.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Joel.
So Baseless Speculation is a wonderful, a beautiful show where we have a look at some trailers and we ponder it and we go like, boys, what did we think about, say, the Superman film that's coming out this year?
Yeah.
That's pretty close to the normal
intro. It's close enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, what do we think is going to happen in Superman?
Yeah, there it is.
So the world is a wonderful place.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to get excited about movies right now.
So excited, going outside into the world.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's time for a little ray of hope. You know,
That's what the S stands for.
I thought it was Snake.
it stands for Superman.
What?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so Zack Snyder's Man of Steel is no longer canon because James Gunn's Superman is the new Superman.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
David Corenswet. Great name.
Great, incredible name.
Corenswet
Can we
sounds
go
like
get
a...
Corenswet?
David Corenswet.
Corenswet. Oh, I
He's
like
the
that.
brand new Superman.
Corenswet. That
Corenswet.
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. And this is the first.
Sounds like a brand of deodorant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. Let's come up with a fake brand of deodorant each.
Okay.
Is this a fun use of our time? Yeah.
Okay, fake branded deodorant. Can you give me some parameters? Can you
I'm
give me some
saying-
like?
I'm
Can
gonna
you give
say-
me
You
some
want
like?
it to sound real.
Yeah, I
these
know
are-
that.
no,
But like,
no.
as in, am I
You know what?
advertising it for man? Am I
It's up to
advertising
you. It's
for,
your
like-
choice. It's Zammit's delight.
Jackson's huge hesitation on wanting to sound real means that Jackson has one that's just
Well,
going to be like dog's nuts.
My first thought was man mists, but maybe that's not real enough, you know?
Okay. Oh, could I do? Okay, actually, I know. Cum, but like it's like a C, a U with an umlaut, and
Okay.
an M. So we're trying to like get into like horny brain.
Oh, okay. So I want to spray. I want to make. Does it smell like cum?
No, it smells like the flowers that smell like cum.
Smart idea.
It's
You
crazy
need that
that-
plausible deniability.
It's crazy.
Plausible deniability, dude. Your
If
called
anybody's
cum.
like, "Excuse me, did you make a cum-based deodorant?"
No,
you
it's
could be
called
like,
cum.
What
The
did
U
you
has
say?
an umlaut.
Yeah, that's
Because,
my
like,
surname.
Yeah, it's like it's all like I'm imagining the logo, very very straight edges.
Yeah.
It's like like the sharp like two right angles for the C, like the U. They all like the U looks like a really fucked up smiley face.
Is this advertised? Is this a man's deodorant, a woman's deodorant, general? You know, all genders.
I do like cum for ladies and cum for men.
cum and then cum for ladies. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's really good.
You happy with Man Mist? Did you want to have another crack?
Mist man.
Okay. And I'm calling mine John. Anyway,
Okay.
Superman.
Yeah.
David Corenswet. He's the new Superman. All of the internet groups that love Zack Snyder's films
Yeah.
are very vocal about how this movie's going to bomb and how Snyder is God or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
They're still going around.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're louder
I
than
thought
ever.
they would have stopped.
Well, because
No.
no, they're louder than ever because Hollywood's woke and Zack Snyder's not.
Right. But I thought Mario was successful because it was not woke, or was
Yeah.
it woke enough? Or
It's, hard, it's
something?
honestly hard to say if Mario's
Dude,
woke or
the
if he
fucking
isn't.
world
Mario's
is on
dark woke, dude.
fire.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But the internet still does apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, Superman trailer. The movie comes out in July, I think, around then. We've had a full-length trailer drop and then like a TV spot.
Yeah.
The TV spot got bullied online because Superman looks fucked up
They
flying.
keep doing that angle when a superhero flies, where it's like the camera's positioned directly on their face.
It's like they're wearing a GoPro.
Yeah, I don't really know why they keep going for that
Is
angle.
it be?
Because
Show how,
everyone's
I'm guessing it's to show how fast they're flying.
yeah, I suppose because Black Adam had it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had
James
it.
Gunn also.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock?
Yeah. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Who else? There's two other people that did it as well. Shazam, I think, has it, and Aquaman.
Yeah.
So they've done it. It's a popular angle for some reason.
I guess is it because they want to we've paid for Corenswet.
Yeah.
We want to see his beautiful face.
Yeah.
And Superman does a lot of flying. So we need to look at his face when he's flying. Kind of similar to when they got like Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we paid for Iron. Like,
so he's
for
got to have
Robert
that
Downey
visor
Jr.,
up
so-
as much as possible. So
Or we need to be able to cut away.
Oh, so they do the inside.
Yeah, so we need to be able to
Helmet
see that
angle,
beautiful
yeah.
face that we've paid a lot of money for.
May I guess so.
is
I don't know
that
if you've
why
had to
we're
pay
doing
that much money for
I know.
David
Corenswet.
Corenswet.
I'm guessing for the others, but
Yeah.
this is kind of,
Now it's become just industry standard
Yeah,
to have
it's,
the very
yeah.
funny camera
It's
angle.
like this visual language of
Yeah.
superhero flying is now this. Kind of how we have, we got the superhero pose.
Yeah,
We've got the superhero
Hero
flying
pose. And it's locked in apparently. So there's a couple of things about this movie that are interesting, I think, compared to a lot of other superhero films, especially considering that this one is, I think, either the first live action or one of the first live action movies in the DCU.
It's the first.
It's the first. Well,
It's
there
the
you go.
second property. Creature
After
Commandos
Creature Commandos,
is the
yeah.
first,
Yes.
which
a massive hit that everyone's seen.
people,
I hear it's really good.
People
That's not what I
talk.
said.
I've seen.
Fair go.
I've seen clips.
Yes, yeah, I do have seen clips.
I have not seen
Clips are posted.
It's very violent.
Yeah,
It feels like James Gunn made it, which he did.
I think so. Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
feels
sure he
like
wrote it.
you can see the DNA in a lot of these. I think in the Harley Quinn TV show, it's the same. There's like the DNA of the Venture brothers in there, but because I think there's always this weird block where, because it can't be a parody of itself, I don't know, somehow it kind of... Anyway,
Yeah.
but I hear it's really good. I hear Creature Commandos is really good.
yeah.
I hear it's really interesting.
I do want to watch it. It generally does, like from the premise, sound
Yeah.
really good.
I think
just,
it's- you don't have
Where am I?
time.
I don't.
Yeah.
A, don't have time. B, where am I watching it? HBO.
HBO
sorry,
Max,
sorry,
baby,
just
or whatever.
Max now.
Yeah, Max. It's on Max.
Which is coming to Australia
On.
very soon. I don't know the exact date. And I also don't know if I didn't sign an NDA, but I don't know if I know because someone broke an NDA. So if you're not meant to know that yet, listeners, don't worry about it.
Forget it.
But Max is coming
all
to Australia.
speculation.
Oh, Max is coming. Oh, so it's not going to be repurposed on Foxtel?
So Binge currently.
Yeah.
Foxtel, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Famous
yeah,
scumbag.
Famous
Scumbag,
scumbag.
dude.
A man whom I will celebrate the death of
Oh.
one day.
Oh,
Big time. Yeah.
it's got to be soon.
Yeah.
It's got to be
you
soon.
would really
I
hope.
mean, the man has a heart that's like several
How old is
decades
he?
younger than him.
Yeah, doesn't he have a child's heart inside him? Tell you what, though, if you became a billionaire, you'd be putting a kid's heart in you. In a way, I get it.
I just hope that he lives long enough to destroy his relationship with his children so that whoever takes over does it Inception style and dismantles his entire
Yeah.
company.
Hasn't he already?
Rupert Murdoch looks so funny, dude. It looks like he's made of Play-Doh.
Yeah. And like he's like a Play-Doh man that shit his pants.
Yeah. Hasn't he already?
He's 93 years old.
Damn.
He was born in 1931.
Well, Succession's about that.
Yeah.
Because hasn't he already
I think he
doesn't have some good relationships with his kids?
Yeah, but I think one of his kids wants to suck off his own dad real bad.
Yeah.
Scott, his name might be.
Scott Murdoch.
Anyway, because
name.
whoever the Murdoch that the company's being sent to,
Lockie?
Lockie Murdoch.
or is Lockie the other kid
Lachlan?
from?
I trust a
Lachlan
man
Murdoch,
named
yeah.
Lockie. I'll tell you. I
I don't know. I
why.
do not trust a man named Lockie.
I trust a Lockie more than a Lachlan.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Lockie's a friend.
Yeah, Lockie seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, Lachlan is my Lachlan is my soon-to-be ex-wife's lawyer,
Yeah.
and I am fucked. I'm like, you got Lachlan?
Oh. I think Lachlan's, soon-to-be ex-wife's lawyer, or the guy at a family gathering or like a big party where you don't know many kids that you have to hang out with.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where you're
which-
like, Mom, are there going to be other kids? And she's like, Lachlan will be there. And you're
yeah.
like, oh, fuck my life.
Yeah, Lachlan, and when he hits the age of, I want to say like 19 onwards, I cannot see him not in a suit.
Yes,
he's
yeah,
always wear, and I want to say like
Absolutely.
it's a blue one.
Yeah. Even when you're like, he's like 14, he's like, I'm going to work in finance.
Yeah, he's got a big heart on for business.
Yeah, and you're
anyway.
like, this stinks.
I hate Lachlan
So
so much. He played my
yeah.
G.I. Joes, yeah?
Yeah.
So, as of September 2024, the Murdoch family is involved in a court case in the US in which Prudence and her half-siblings, James and Elizabeth, are challenging her father's bid to amend the family trust to ensure that his eldest son, Lachlan, retains control of the News Corp and Fox Corp,
Okay.
rather than benefiting all 6 of his children.
Yeah.
So,
Prudence
yeah,
is
Lachlan's
also
getting
a-
it.
okay.
So, Lachlan's the one who wants to suck off his own
Yeah,
dad.
yeah,
and
yeah.
probably
That's a
Fox
That's
Corp.
classic
move,
Lachlan
dude.
move. It's not a Lockie move.
No.
It's a
Lockie
Lachlan
wouldn't be
move.
doing that, but Lachlan, big time. Anyway, what makes this interesting as a superhero film, I think, is that it's taking place in a superhero setting that already has a lot. It's very pre-established. Like, Iron Man or whatever was like, basically, there's no superheroes until there's Iron Man, and then then retroactively they were like, oh, well, actually, Thor was here the whole time. Like, Ant-Man fought in Vietnam or whatever. But with this one, they're like, hey, there's already a bunch of guys. It's the DC universe. We're just diving in.
Yeah.
And it's also a soft reboot, allegedly.
You are seeing, I mean, this is where I guess Marvel is falling in and of itself a little bit, which is very funny because it kind of did the same thing that comics did, which is like, oh no, we're so convoluted and so up ourselves. Ugh.
Too many guys.
Because, it comes to this point, you're like, well, if there's this world-ending problem, why isn't a bunch of like lads that we have established here, which is, it's so they have like, quickly reboot, quickly reboot. So I think like it's launching into a pre-established universe. It's kind of been clever because it gets rid of that kind of, okay, what happens if Iron Man today was like in the real world?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, cool, the implications of that maybe. But then also now a Thor. And also now we have spy programs run by a secret Russian helicopter.
Yeah,
I
there's a
will
guy.
say though that means from the get-go, the new DCU, DC Gods and Monsters Chapter 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Starts with the immediate problem of, okay, in the Superman movie, there is a whole team of superheroes.
Yes.
Anything happens in this DC, like it means that they've got because at least with Marvel, they slowly built the team and then they have the thing of like, well, it's not an Avengers level threat. Guy Gardner, why the fuck aren't you helping Superman in the future or Batman when he comes into it, or Supergirl is the next guy?
That's the next one, I think. Supergirl in the World of Tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's not set on Earth, so that's smart.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Guy Gardner because he's probably
He's
like
a
an
Green
arrogant piece of shit.
Yeah.
He won't die. You don't kill off Guy Gardner, but you do kill off Nathan Fillion. Fair point. Turned around. Yes, but he's such a good piece of shit.
Yeah.
You love to hate him.
Well, because
he's one of the best haircuts.
We are getting a Green Lantern TV show, yeah?
That's Lantern Corps.
Yeah, Lantern Corps, which is meant to be
isn't
True Detective, but Green Lantern.
Is that going to be set on Earth as well, or is that going to be set?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone
but
knows
Guy
yet.
Gardner isn't one of the Lanterns.
Yeah, okay.
Then remember, I forget what it is called. Maybe it's called Far Sector.
Yeah.
Which was about
Farscape?
Nope, Far Sector, which was a lantern in a far off world, off universe or whatever, and she was like doing detective biz, and everyone was like, "This is a really cool story." I never read it. Unfortunately, I'm just not a DC head.
Yeah. I used to be, but I just haven't read any DC comics in a very long time.
Dude, what was the last comic you read? Full stop.
I read there's a new Hellboy comic I read. In fact, I read Bowling for Corpses, which is Mike Mignola's brand new universe that he's making.
Was it good?
It's like a fantasy series, so
was it good?
Didn't turn me on as much. Yeah,
fair.
Fair enough.
But so Far Sector was very much like, it's like a murder mystery, but like a lantern.
I'm sure they'll draw inspiration
and that sounds really
kind
of cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to do something like that. But who knows? Because they got so much to choose from.
Well, I think even. Like, I don't think it's a guaranteed, good decision to set it in an already established universe, but it's different.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, well, you're going to encounter different problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm ready for those different problems
100%.
As opposed to the sort of traditional DC
I always felt
MCU problems,
Superman to me is like a big kind of, depending how you're doing it, like Superman can be a very big, game changer for a whole world. It's Lex's whole deal to be like, he's changing everything. I don't know. I like the idea of okay, it's already pre-established. We've got stuff happening. We kind of got over that little speed hump over there, so it doesn't matter. And now we can just kind of figure out,
play around in the universe,
establish relationships, play around in it, and I can maybe bang my own head cannon up to catch up to speed.
Yeah,
and hopefully they're not going to just hit us over the head of this is Hawk Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
She has the souls of her enemies in her wings. I hope we don't get that level of
Absolutely. Well, I think it's more intriguing to watch a movie. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Where they don't explain any backstory, but if it becomes relevant, they, they sort of act as though you already have the knowledge. Yeah. Well, so they don't dedicate time to explaining it, so that you're like, well, that's an interesting little tidbit about Hawk Girl. I hope we. Where's Hawkman or whatever? Or maybe he's in this, I don't know. But then it's maybe we'll get a Hawkman, Hawk Girl movie. I don't really care about that.
Me neither, but maybe they'll be really good in this film.
Yeah.
So, one thing, and I think we've done this on the show before, there's a lot of guys in this movie. But also, most movies have a lot of guys.
Yes,
and just by having a guy in a movie doesn't mean you need to do jack shit with him. He can just simply be a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hawk Girl can be a guy. The only problem that brings back to, I guess, what I was saying before, of it kind of breaks immersion when it's Doomsday's tore a hole through the center of the earth, and Hawk Girl isn't around.
But I suppose
because-
in a comic book that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So you just gotta kind of like, I guess that's the weird. You just accept that, I don't know, Hawk Girl's doing some Hawk Girl shit.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
An
She's on her
interesting
Hawk
thing-
Girl shit.
Yeah, yeah. Something I wonder about is that this movie's introduced a lot of characters that is in the superhero team, the Terrifics. Do you remember the Terrifics?
The Authority is in this movie.
Yeah. The Terrifics being Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Plastic Man, and some invisible girl from space.
Okay.
Though I don't think Plastic Man's in this. But I'm like, is that a plan? It's just funny to have... Maybe Mr. Terrific's in the Authority as well. I don't know. I like Mr. Terrific. He's one of my favorite DC
Do you
characters.
well, these are the guys that have been cast in this movie.
Yeah.
Superman, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Jimmy Olsen,
Superman's best friend.
the Engineer, Perry White, Jonathan Kent, Mark Kent. We've got Rick Flag Sr.,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Supergirl,
Oh, yeah.
Maxwell Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell Lord's Wonder Woman villain, yeah?
Well, he's in a famous Wonder Woman
wait.
arc where Wonder Woman kills him.
On live
was-
TV.
Okay. Was Maxwell Lord who Pedro Pascal
I think so,
was?
yes. Yeah.
And he's now being
He back?
played. Yeah, no. It's Sean Gunn now.
Okay.
Okay.
Nepotism or
It
whatever.
makes me sick, dude. Are we excited for this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Energy's a bit low, but like, hey, it's hot and I'm tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I actually genuinely am pretty
I'm
excited.
very
for this.
curious. I like Superman comics. So this movie should be for me.
Yeah.
And the fact I'm not excited by the trailer does worry me.
What-
But
what-
also, there's no issues with the trailer. So, like, I'm like, what the fuck have they
Yeah.
done?
I don't know. I get. As I think I've said it before. I have faith in Gunn.
Yeah.
Guy, he makes good movies, and like if he's helming this whole kind of thing, I'm like, hell yeah! Like
Yeah.
I really love his Suicide Squad. I
Yeah.
think that's like to me one of the better superhero films.
Yeah, I agree.
that was sort of come out in the last
Yeah.
decade or so. I think it's just he's a good filmmaker, and if it's him being like, I have this vision for this. And I understand, yes, he did come out on camera and was like, The Flash is a good movie. And yes, he also went out on camera and being like, Blue Beetle, yeah, it's also good.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Blue Beetle's biggest crime is that no one remembers anything about that movie
I-
because
yeah.
it's got a built-in Men in Black scene at the end where it neuralizes you.
I still think it's a fake movie.
Yeah, what happened in that movie?
He got Blue Beetle powers and beat the shit out of a red Blue Beetle.
Sure.
I think.
Maybe.
And then his family love him.
There's an evil woman in it.
Susan Sarandon?
Susan Sarandon.
Oh, the problem is that I think Blue Beetle has a very similar vibe and plot to Ms. Marvel, where it's like gets powers, protect family, but the family are like a quirky group of
Yes,
characters.
that's right.
And they all like, and like it's not like a city, unless I'm misremembering, but I feel
Could
like
be.
it's a big disastrous event, but it's not like in a city center. It's in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, yes, so Gunn went
Yeah.
out and said, like, these movies are good, but
Yeah.
he kind of has to at
Of
that
course,
point.
yeah.
And it's like, I don't
Absolutely.
hold, like, people shouldn't really hold that against him because he's got to toe that company line.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise said it too, and I'm still excited for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
So did Stephen King, dude, for some reason.
Yeah, and
Don't know why that happened, but he did tweet about how good The Flash was.
Yeah.
He didn't see The Flash.
no, I don't think Tom Cruise did either.
No, are you kidding
I don't think
me?
James Gunn did.
No. So again, I think him being like helming it, and like he is a very good storyteller, and like sure, Kevin Feige helming the MCU, like he was a very good executive producer of that. Like I don't know if Kevin Feige grew up with like, I'm going to be a storyteller, I'm going to tell these massive stories, or I'm going to like, I don't know if he was a writer or a director. I don't think Kevin
What is
Feige
Kevin
was.
Feige's background? That's one thing I've
Yeah.
never actually.
I
Yeah,
think
good
I'm pretty
question.
sure he was just a
just a guy that was around.
Just a
producer. Like he managed to really kind of like put all the pieces together. Whereas James Gunn is a storyteller. So I'm like, I'm very, very curious what he's going to be showing
for
us.
sure.
And I have faith in his decision making of like, I'm going to choose this person to tell this story, this person to tell this story, this person to tell this story. And I'm hoping that he's got like, I hope he's got his fingers in all them pies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Feige's story is annoying because it's like a nerd's wet dream. You know how like people like
I think
I'm gonna say if I say the right things, this
yeah.
person's gonna think I'm so fucking cool. So yeah, he was an assistant to an executive producer.
That's right.
On Volcano and You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
And then he was meant to have the same role again on the first X-Men movie, but Avi Arad promoted him because he knew so much about the Marvel universe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was reading that on the in the MCU book, and like he was being like, Wolverine's hair, make it bigger, make it bigger, make it bigger.
That's
and
so
like,
funny.
yeah. So again, his background isn't in like screenwriting
sure.
or storytelling, whereas James Gunn isn't. So this again, I'm very excited for it. I understand like,
And
it looks
also,
kinda
James
shitty.
Gunn wrote awesome stuff early in his career.
Yeah.
Promo stuff.
Yeah.
They're the pinnacle of storytelling.
Super. What a time.
That's like mid-career James Gunn.
Yeah.
Sliver.
Oh, that's right. He did do Sliver.
So I understand. Like, I
He
mean,
wrote that fucking superhero movie that people stopped talking about for a million years, but then I feel like it's popped back up again, but he didn't direct it. Fuck, what's it called? Help me. It's like from 1999.
Darkman?
No, that's the wrong nerd guy. You're thinking of Sam Raimi.
Oh, right. Yeah.
give me more information.
The Specials. It's the movie called The Specials.
Don't know about
Never
this.
heard it before in my life.
Okay, I'll read this.
Fake movie.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is like a kind of forgotten one that people then have gone back to and been like, this fucking rules. But
99.
I'm holding this. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm not attaching my feelings towards this because I'll go on record. James Gunn toes the line for me where like I like all of his stuff, but I feel like he's like, if he takes just like half a step forward, he falls into unbearable territory for me.
okay.
He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 got close, but it mostly just did an annoying thing where they're just like, hey, it's all about the music, and then pick the most dog shit music imaginable, and people love to do that. Baby
I
Driver
liked-
did it as well.
Yeah.
God, I hated Baby
I
Driver.
did
Yeah,
not
it's a
give a
terrible
grab. I
movie
liked,
for idiots, full of fuckwits.
Oh,
Guardians.
dude.
Oh, how many fuckwits are in that film?
It's crazy.
Wow.
If it wasn't for recent allegations, it would probably be the most cancelled movie of all time, but now Get Him to the Greek is.
Get him to the Greek. It's so canceled.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Holy shit. What a wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What a film of sex pests. Huh?
Absolutely. From top to bottom.
Who directed that one?
Let's find out.
Woody Allen!
Oh,
No.
But The Specials is Craig Mazin.
Madsen?
The
Madsen? Oh,
the-
guy who did Chernobyl.
yeah,
And
Chernobyl guy.
got his name written out of Borderlands.
Yeah. It stars Thomas Hayden Church, James Gunn, Rob Lowe, Jamie Kennedy, Judy Greer, Sean Gunn. End of list of names that I recognize.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
The film follows a group of ordinary superheroes on their day off. According to the film, the Specials are the 6th or 7th most popular group of superheroes in the world. Unlike most superhero movies, the Specials has almost no action and very few special effects. Instead, it focuses on average day-to-day lives of the heroes.
That sounds like my perfect movie. I want to
Yeah.
watch this now.
Goes for 82 minutes. And
Oh
also-
my god, 82 minutes! I can get that in a nap. Oh my god, I want to watch it.
That's amazing.
Actually, that's 2 naps. Yeah, I can watch it over 2
You've
naps.
never sounded more like Jerry Seinfeld. Just say, oh my God, I want to watch it.
What's the deal with 82-minute
Oh,
movies?
82-minute
Oh my
movies. They gotta
God.
make more of them.
They gotta make. What you said it there? You're going Jimmy Stewart.
They gotta make more
They
movies.
gotta make more movies.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my! Why are they gonna do only 82
Why
minutes?
is there a crow in this bank? There's a crow in the bank and It's a Wonderful Life and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
Stresses me out. What's it doing there?
It's opening.
Is that a thing?
Oh,
in
it's
the
opening up a
50s?
checking account.
It works at the bank.
Yeah, counting crows. Where do you think the
Adam
band
Dewart's got the idea from.
The idea
yeah, okay,
from
fair
they're
enough.
they're
a bank crow.
A
Yeah,
bank crow.
yeah,
They're good
yeah,
at
okay.
counting. Good at being
They are.
accountants.
They are the cleverest bird.
They
So I
are
guess that
pretty
does make
damn
sense.
clever. Think about an abacus. Think about a crow using an abacus.
I can picture it.
So
I can picture it. No other bird can I imagine using an abacus.
Imagine a parrot working abacus. Can't do
I
it.
can imagine a flamingo using an abacus.
I don't like
bending
that.
down to do it. with
I
its
don't
fucked up
like
beak.
that. I was thinking he was holding it in one of his little foots.
No.
Anyway,
what-
James Gunn wrote The Specials. He's been writing superhero shit
Yeah,
from
that
the
sounds like a
inception.
great film. Big fan.
Jamie Kennedy. He's the reason that the movie got made, which is pretty funny.
Whoa.
Because James
Off the
Gunn
back
wrote
of
it.
Mask 2.
No, it's pre-Mask too. That's probably what got him Mask
Yeah,
too.
damn.
So yeah, James Gunn wrote the script, met Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy was like, this is great, gave it to his manager. The manager then got the movie greenlit.
Wow. What appeals to me about the Superman movie is just that it's different.
Yeah, well, and
I think what makes it interesting is that a lot of the decisions in making this Superman film are just not really like James Gunn's talked a lot in interviews about how there's a real sort of like importance placed on hope. As you know, which is a sort
It's
of
sincere, apparently.
It's sincere. that's shit that we don't get, and I think is probably pretty valuable.
Anytime a movie at the
very valuable. Yes, very valuable at the moment, and also I think very valuable for a superhero, like a Superman film.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I don't know. My biggest flaw, my biggest gripe, I think, with the Snyder verse was how just
the movies are written like dog shit, and they look like shit, and they suck.
I mean, there's that that's overarching like
and
problems
every
with
single person that likes a Zack Snyder movie is an idiot.
Yeah.
And I see you as subhuman.
Of course, absolutely, dude. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. But my
Post
biggest,
that one to TikTok.
Okay.
Comments on, tag me.
But the biggest gripe that I have is that Superman is just not like a beacon of hope.
Yeah.
And I know this is not a new take or a hot take, but it's like an all-star Superman thing where Superman goes and he stops someone from like jumping off a building because they're about to kill themselves, and he's like, hey man, your therapist was late. Hey, it's going to be okay. And I think he goes in for a hug, and it's just like, it saves this person. Whereas it feels like the Snyder cut or the Snyderverse would just kind of like basically do what Homelander did in The Boys. You've seen the GIF.
I've seen the GIF. It's because he found out his Nazi wife was sick.
His Nazi wife and maybe his Nazi mother.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's a villain?
What? Well,
In this climate, that's actually really on the nose.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's criticizing me, but it's just that it's on the nose now, so I don't like it.
Well, there's an interview with Zack Snyder. I watched a video about like the DCU recently, and
Was it
video. It was alright. There's a video with Zack Snyder I think doing Man of Steel, where he's like, if I ever got my hands on a Superman project, I'm not telling a Superman story. I'm deconstructing Superman, which is very funny.
Did he say that would?
It was pre
Like,
Man of
that's
Steel.
great,
did
but
he-
he shouldn't be then
Well,
doing
and
Superman.
well,
He
yeah,
should
you
be
just-
Was
doing
that on the press circuit for Watchmen?
It might have been. I think
Was Watchmen before Man of
Yeah,
Steel?
well,
Yes, yeah.
but it's just funny to like, you can do that. You can deconstruct the superhero movie, but you need to make the superhero.
I mean,
movie.
Zack Snyder also said, my Batman gets raped in prison.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, maybe he wasn't the guy to be helming these projects.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
And
not
that's
for
not
him.
me trying to riff on something. That's word for word
It's a
what was
quote.
said.
Yeah. So
I
maybe,
would never say that.
Yo, I know. I'm just like, wow, Zach, baby.
Bubby,
I
what
know
are you
He
doing?
should adapt. He should have, like, instead of trying to do the Dark Knight Returns or whatever again, he should have done All Star Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
He would have loved
Absolutely.
that dialogue.
Yeah.
But so it's refreshing, I think, to see somebody come in and be like, well, let's just make a superhero movie. Like, what do people like about Superman? What's interesting about Superman? Oh, it's that he's this beacon of hope. It's that he's, I've often said that Superman's greatest power is that he was raised right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he had a good upbringing and he's got good moral values.
Yeah, it's crazy
And
to me.
That's cool, I think, you know?
Yeah, like it's crazy to me that in all the superhero movies that have come out, it's like the best, to me at least, interpretation of Superman is kind of like Captain America 2.
Yeah.
Where it's just like this big Boy Scout where he doesn't change, but like, he has to kind of like cope with the fact that the world has changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I understand, like, how can you tell a good story if your main character doesn't change? Like that's how you do it. Like he has to like be tested. His morals need to be tested, but not waver by the world around him.
Yeah.
and that's why, like, Superman should be this beacon of hope, which is what it looks like it's going to be.
And you don't even have to go too hard into making him sort of like a godlike beacon of hope. He just needs to be a good guy. He's good guy Greg, dude, from the memes.
From the memes.
Yeah, it is Greg. Yeah.
It's from the memes from the early 2000s.
Yeah, because there's Bad Luck Brian.
Bad Luck Brian. and
Scumbag
there's
Steve.
Scumbag Steve.
Yeah.
Scumbag. Bad Luck Brian
Yeah.
is
What about him?
Go on.
maybe.
Who's bad luck? Well, Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
He's
So
always ingesting potions.
So Bad
and
Luck
shit.
Brian is Jimmy Olsen. You got Scumbag Steve is
Lex
Guy
Luthor.
Gardner.
Yeah,
Lex Luthor.
No, because Lex Luthor's not a scumbag.
Guy
He's a
Gardner's
dirtbag.
Yeah. Guy Gardner's a
Dirtbag
scumbag.
Dave. I'm making up one.
Making new ones. Let's bring them back.
Jobless John.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah. So nice guy. Nice guy, Steve. No,
Nice. Good guy, Greg.
good guy, Greg.
That's Superman. He'll come and pick you up, even though you weren't out drinking with him, but you need a ride home. You can call Superman. He'll come get you. He'll be like, okay, buddy.
Well,
I'll come grab you.
bringing it back to the trailer rather than just vague thoughts, I guess, about the movie.
Yeah.
There's two things in the trailer that people have pointed out as probably a good thing to put in the trailer, even though people aren't like consciously processing what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Which is people are like, Superman's boring because he's indestructible. So opening a trailer with him having the shit
Yeah,
kicked out
very
of him
true.
is smart. And also the fact that they've created a Superman where he's clearly not a maniac like the Man of Steel Superman, because there's that scene where someone pegs him in the back of the head with a cop.
Yeah, that's right.
And he doesn't just like...
He doesn't turn around and just laser vision them to death.
Yeah, and also they show him saving a girl.
Yeah,
which is
Plus,
nice.
The addition of crypto, I think, is a great addition.
Yeah.
Even though there was some hilarious controversy from losers online, where they were
It's the
like,
wrong
he's
type
the
of
wrong dog.
What?
Yeah, some people were really mad because he's not the right dog.
Yeah,
What-
the
what-
woke have gone too far,
The
Joel
woke have
Zammit.
gone, the
They've
wokerati
turned the
have
dog...
they've made the dog cocked or something.
Yeah.
They
They've
cocked
cocked the
Superman's dog.
dogs.
Bad movie.
First off, no. What? Hang on. What?
Every
Is
time
it-
you neuter your dog, you're cocking it. So
Cocked the dog, Zammit. I don't know what else to tell you. The dog's being cocked. Superman 2025 bad. Zack
Yeah.
Snyder's. We're gonna
Yeah.
restore the DCU.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Restore,
saying.
restore the side of it, Snyderverse. Netflix just needs to buy the rights to Justice League
yeah.
Part 2 and Part 3,
Yeah.
and we run it as an Elseworld story. It's
Yeah.
not even that hard.
The funniest sort of version of that I saw the other day was somebody had made this big diagram titled, I guess James Gunn doesn't like money. And the diagram was they'd separated every DC movie into like the Elseworld series. And they were like, he should continue the DCEU as Elseworld stories and do all the movies that they were planning to do, as well as the Batman can be part of it. They just had made this real
Oh yeah, so
concerted effort to
for
make...
John Q moviegoer,
Yeah.
that's going to be real easy to just kind of comprehend.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we're about to find this out the hard way, I reckon, in like 2 weeks when Captain America bombs. But
Yeah.
I think John Q Movies has moved on.
I think you're right.
John Q Movies, based on box office at the moment, they just want to see Moana 3 and Inside Out 3.
Yeah.
And Deadpool and Wolverine 2.
Yeah, but that's different. Because Deadpool and Wolverine 2 is not really
It's a cool guy movie,
Yeah,
not
it's a
for
cool-
superheroes.
yeah,
It's a cool guy movie, and let's see, when did the X-Men come? Yeah, no, it's good. All right, so yeah, I'm 40.
Yeah, exactly.
Life has fallen apart. Things are not looking good. Maybe my wife hired Lachlan, and now I have
Now
no
I am
money.
divorced, exactly.
My kids don't talk to me. When was life good? When I was but a child.
Yeah.
I remember Wolverine.
Capitalism has ripped any form of non-constructive joy from me. So the only way I can feel good is by consuming at this point.
I don't remember storyline, and I wish I was fit like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Let me look at handsome cut man.
Exactly. No cocked dogs in that movie.
No, exactly, dude. So,
Only
yeah.
Chad dogs?
Chad dogs.
Well, there's that Deadpool.
There's dead dog
Wolverine.
pool or something.
Well, yeah.
But no, I think you're right. I think I would be scared in a weird way in this extremely ironic or post-ironic, culture or whatever that we're in, to release something sincere. I really want that, but I think that there's a great deal of people who will see that as cringe.
Yeah.
Or just won't see the movie because
Well,
they don't give a fuck about superhero movies.
You know what? Maybe we are well and truly off. Top 10 movies of last year worldwide.
Okay.
1, Inside Out 2,
Yeah, makes sense.
sincere.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine 2, not sincere. Coming in at number 3 is Moana 2, sincere.
Yeah.
4, Despicable Me 4, sincere.
Sincere.
Wicked is number 5, sincere.
Yeah, okay.
June Part 2,
Sincere.
sincere.
It's
but
not.
No. It feels funny just to call June sincere because
It's behind me, isn't it?
Oh, worms behind me.
Oh boy. We call it the sandworm. Sandworm? You couldn't think of a better name?
Oh, lives in the sand. Makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's long like a worm.
Maybe we should write you.
Yeah, June Part 3. They're ditching June Messiah to do Part 3. Timothy Charlemagne's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm getting real sick of all this sand. And someone's like, well, you better strap in, buddy, because take a look around you.
Exactly,
Sand.
Anybody got a bottle of water?
Exactly. Paul's best friend, Johnny. I'm Johnny Sand.
Yeah,
And named myself after this planet. Arrakis, I should have called it Sand. I have one note. It's mostly sand.
I think this is good. I think
Got
this
any
is-
more of that spice? Whoo!
Yeah.
Disney won't let me talk about spice.
Hey, Paul, pass the spice. I'm making a delicious butter chicken with your name on it.
Yeah. this movie's falling apart.
It's like eating. Oh eating. Oh, look at me! I'm having me some little bit of a chicken masala, and I can see when I was pre-born.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Well,
understand.
this feels like the joke would be, he'd be like, "Hey, Johnny, have you made the chicken masala yet?" "Yeah, and I found some spice that I've never seen before in the kitchen, and I put it in." And then he's like, "Oh no, Timothy Chalamet's." Oh, and then Timothy Chalamet's mom has it, and it's like she smoked weed.
Yeah.
Eyes are gone bright blue.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Sincere, I guess.
Godzilla X Kong, the new
So
empire.
sincere.
Yeah.
I don't know what this word means anymore. We've been using it so much for like Jude.
Yeah.
It's just like
Sincere, Jude is
I understand what
sincere.
you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of like you just mean just that they're not taking the piss. Like when we're saying like these are sincere movies.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
What are
like
you sort of like? What are you getting at? Like, is there like
That's a good point,
heartfelt or a
actually.
message or like? Is it just not ironic?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I guess
like,
I meant-
it's hard to be. It's hard. I don't know. It's hard to do a drama that's ironic. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. What do we mean when it's like what is a non-sincere movie?
Yeah.
So I would say like say for
Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah.
like, but like, that's a kind of like an action comedy.
Yeah.
Godzilla X Kong maybe also not sincere.
But it's like they, as in like the filmmakers, they went in and they want to. Because I am of that belief that most times people go in and they want to make a good film.
Like the
Yeah.
first Venom, I feel like is sincere. Like they
Yeah.
had a crack. It's not a joke. They fucked it up, but it's sincere.
You know, I think
Yeah.
sometimes people make a movie these days and it feels like they're so scared of like online judgment that they've built in these weird caveats
like, yeah.
to avoid the criticism. And I feel like a lot of movies do that these days.
Okay, so like for example, Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
because even like it is meant to be this comedy, whatever, but the things that they're making fun of has to be approved by the execs,
course.
and it's kind of paint by numbers, and
Yeah.
there's no real like I guess auteur behind it, and it's very much
Sean,
just
you're
kind
saying
of
Sean
like,
Levi's not Levy is not an auteur.
correct?
The Free Guy's very own.
100% what
Dude,
I'm
he
saying.
made the Adam
yes.
Project.
Yeah, dude.
Ryan Reynolds is his own dad, I think.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I think a
a
movie that's coming out soon, maybe a Netflix-only movie, but one that is deeply insincere, and we've talked about it before, is the, what's it called?
Are you talking about the Electric State?
Yeah, The Electric State.
The Russo brothers' very own.
Russo brothers' very own Electric State, starring Millie Bobby Brown.
A person who's claimed she hates movies.
And you can see it in her career.
Somehow. Yeah.
Somehow it's reflected in her career, the fact that she hates movies because she's only in Netflix garbage. You know?
And she's in Godzilla
yeah.
versus Kong.
That's true. That's
I
true.
think.
No, she was in the
Or Godzilla.
just Godzilla, I think, and maybe King of Monsters.
I think she's not in the first Godzilla.
She just must
Yeah,
must
King
just
of
be in King of Monsters.
Okay.
I guess by sincere, it's like a lot of movies these days, and I get that. Hey, that's fucking Hollywood, dude. You make movies to make money, but there does feel like this chasing of the algorithm or something.
Hey,
in a
none
lot
of the movies in the
that we
top
see.
10 are not sequels. That's cool.
What are?
Well, it's all like safe bets, right?
Yeah.
And
Inside
again,
Out 2,
it's-
Deadpool and Wolverine, which is Deadpool 3, Moana 2, Despicable Me 4, Wicked. Not a sequel, but it has a sequel. It's part 1 of 2.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a legacy sequel in a weird way.
Yeah.
Legacy prequel.
Dune Part 2.
Whoa.
It's in the title.
Yeah.
Mufasa the Lion King prequel.
Yeah.
Godzilla X Kong. That's Godzilla 4.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
It-
Venom Last
yeah.
Dance, which is Venom 3.
Again, it's just that sort of people want safe bets.
Yeah.
Although then it's like when you look at, say,
first
Mad Max,
yeah.
Furiosa, which is also a prequel, but didn't do well.
Stars
And that's
a woman.
yeah, but sincere, like
Yeah.
it's, auteur.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Outside of Wicked, which is number 5, the next movie on the list that's not a direct sequel
Yeah.
is It Ends With Us, which was the 17th highest grossing film. We're making a lot of sequels. And usually I don't buy into the fact that everything's sequels,
Yeah.
but it does feel like everything's sequels
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
When you're losing money, you fall back onto what makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
and
we're
what
also
makes sense is like, okay, so your movie,
Beetlejuice makes sense?
Yeah.
you know, in a weird way for a certain exec, they, imagine someone who is
Oh,
not
Michael-
40, imagine
wait.
someone who is, say, 60, being
Yeah.
like, when was I the
Oh,
most
yeah.
happiest? Oh, my wife hired Lachlan. And
Yeah.
so
Well,
it's,
I mean, you got to remember also because like they would have started production on Beetlejuice when it was expected that Michael Keaton was going to be the biggest actor in the world again
Yeah.
after the $1 billion success of The Flash.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also-
And his
like-
appearance in Batgirl.
yeah.
but also with Beetlejuice, it's this like long-awaited sequel as well because there was rumblings of
Yeah,
that when it was sort
Beetlejuice
of like first came out.
Absolutely. or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you
sure.
look at it from like the Hollywood exec perspective of being like, well, my movie, let's just go, my movie, the first one, it made $100.
Yeah.
So I know that the second one is going to make at least $100 plus maybe $50
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
So therefore, it makes sense to do that.
Yeah. And
So,
also, I mean, like,
so the marketing would be cheaper in a weird
Yeah,
way
yeah.
because people already know that. So
Yeah.
I don't have to spend too much time on that.
the funny thing, though, is that I feel like that execs last year learned that, like, hey, maybe legacy sequels and sequels in general are losing interest. But then this year, sorry, last year being 2023,
Yeah.
this year being 2024.
Of course.
Only in this example, we're recording in February 2025.
Why is Baseless Speculation the one podcast where sometimes it seems like we're tricking the audience?
when we're
This is
recording.
recorded in 2025.
We 100%
I promise.
We promise you.
We need
it
to have
is
today's
February,
newspaper
yes.
every time we record.
Yes, we're recording this in the first week of February
Yeah. 2025.
2025.
So, 2023, the movies that made a lot of money, or like the movies that bombed, people were like, oh, well, superhero movies are dead,
Yeah.
and sequels, maybe not as much money, and legacy sequels in the bin. Then 2024, it's like, okay, 2 kind of legacy sequels to animated movies are 1 and 3 of the highest grossing movies of the year, and then Deadpool and Wolverine, a superhero movie that's also like a sequel,
Yeah.
is number
It's-
2.
I
They'd be
don't
like,
know.
Maybe we were wrong.
greenlight everything.
Oh, wrong lesson. I think it just comes down to like people, like, you know, nostalgia, and then it's this, well, be sincere about it in a sense of like make a good film.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, lean into the fact that like, hey, we want to make this film. Don't try and do this by like, you know, paint by numbers marketing. And I have not seen any of, say, for example, the Ghostbusters new ones.
Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, probably one of the worst movies of last year.
There we go.
There it
but
is.
like to me, it's okay. This is a legacy sequel, but it's so paint by numbers in this idea of like, see, it's the kids of the old generation, the old that were passing the torch. You know, it feels like a movie studio trying to hold on to movie rights.
Yeah.
And that's what that kind of felt like through the marketing and through like, no one was like, we really want this story told. This is like a heartfelt story about busting ghosts.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No,
They-
it's
I've
about
been telling
smoking
me
cigarettes
this-
and getting sucked off. We
Yeah.
lost the magic
Yeah.
along
We
the way.
have
did.
lost the magic.
But then
But
it's
then I
also
guess
fun-
that's funny because they made a sincere sequel to an ironic movie.
Yeah.
Maybe sincerity can fuck off. I don't know what I mean anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm
but
trying to, like,
then
you
I
know,
think
get
what's
at,
complicated about that is that, you know, we have this idea like, oh, James Gunn wanted to make a superhero movie. He wanted to make a Superman movie. That's not, I was looking up the thing before. That's not really what happened. They were like, we fucked the DCEU. Zaslav, our mate, he was like, you're not utilizing Superman enough. So you need to make a Superman movie.
Yeah.
James Gunn, you do it. So it's not like James Gunn was like,
Didn't he write it and then they were like, you have to direct it now? And he's like, fine.
yeah, so it's not really even like James Gunn was like,
It's not his vision.
I've always had this vision of telling a
Oh
Superman story.
no!
You know?
Sorry, my point about
Yeah.
like that's not at all what I was meaning. I was more meaning the fact that like given that job, he is a storyteller, so he
So
can
he's
be like,
trying to-
oh, okay,
yeah,
well,
with those parameters, yeah,
parameters,
sure.
He's trying to
at
make
least
the
tell this.
specials too.
Yeah.
His entire career is
Oh,
trying
I
to
hope
greenlight the
so.
specials too.
Man, that sounds like such a like it's up my alley.
Apparently,
so
it's
hard.
really fucking stupid. So I don't know.
No,
that
that's good,
sounds
dude.
So
It's
good.
good.
Because
dumb.
Craig Mazin,
Yeah.
Mazin,
Mattson?
yeah, Mazin.
Yeah.
Before he made Chernobyl and The Last of Us, he has this crazy career where he's also the director of Scary Movie 3 and I think also the director of
Great
Superhero Movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not great.
No.
No, like I get it. I understand. Like, yeah, it's just I think he'll do a good job. And
Yeah,
I think,
I really, really, really want to like this movie. I like Superman.
Yeah.
I like the sort of choices that they've made. I like the fact that it takes place in an already established DCU. I like that they're trying to make Superman a sincere, happy,
likable guy.
I like that they've added crypto. I think that's a great piece of humanization. I think they're probably really happy that it's
know
with
what?
a K instead of a C. That's something I've been thinking about a lot.
I
It was
just-
crypto the superdog like cryptocurrency.
Yeah. We should make
wouldn't-
crypto coin.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just realized something when we're talking about because Lex Luthor is also a sincere villain.
I really like
Unless-
that. I think Nicholas Holt's a great choice as well.
Unless you go crazy with it like Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I take back all the stuff I said about Snyder before because Batman v Superman is an insane masterpiece.
I do love that
yeah,
film.
of course.
Why'd they
God,
make
rules.
that? Why'd they do
that?
Why'd they do
Why
that?
would they do that?
Why does Lex keep putting Jolly Ranchers in old
Why
man's
was
mouths?
that?
I love it.
What the hell, dude?
Ah, dude.
Bonkers.
Look, hey,
Zod's Doomsday.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly,
Great.
dude.
Fuck
Look,
yeah.
hey, if there is a 1% chance that Superman is going to be a good movie, we got to take that
Yeah,
as absolute,
exactly, of
as
course.
absolute fact.
Wonder Woman's hacking the computers.
Yeah, dude.
He
Took down-
sends Batman trailers.
Yeah,
To watch the
Hey
movie
man, you
trailers.
seen this?
yeah, check this out.
She did her own baseless speculation, dude.
Dude, incredible movie.
I like the X-Men theme plays when he loads up a footage of Aquaman.
That's me trying to do the Wonder Woman music and getting confused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, it's not easy.
it's closer.
And I just realized
Yeah.
James Gunn, because like what he's done, Superman's sincere, Lex Luthor's sincere, Crypto's a dog.
Yeah.
Then
Nice.
And then like the cancel.
In my movie, Crypto is a man. James Gunn's done it again.
Yeah, but all the supporting cast will just be bonkers. Like Guy Gardner will be annoying, but intentionally. So it won't actually be sincere. It's not going to be like a hard on its sleeve, like quite serious superhero drama. I guess it'll still be the Bad Boys action comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, in a way, I think it's like because the main character is sincere. It'll be hopefully. I'm hoping for in terms of tone.
Yeah.
Again, that sort of Captain
Rick
America.
Flag
too.
Jr.
Yeah.
is sincere in Suicide Squad, and he's
Yeah.
the main character.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of like you need.
But that's
you
an
need,
action comedy like Bad Boys.
Well, yeah, it's going to be an action comedy.
yeah.
Like Bad Boys.
Like Bad Boys. It's going to
I
be
think it's
Bad
going to
Boys.
be leaning more on the action than the comedy, except
Yeah.
the scenes when there's Clark, then it's going to be comedy.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I don't think you can. I think Superman movies need to be relatively light, and I know that the last time they tried this, it was directed by famous pedophile
Yeah.
Bryan Singer.
Of course.
But you kind of need to have a Superman movie that's like kind of light on action. I think because he's just punching the shit out of.
Oh,
everyone,
I
it's
mean,
like,
as in, it's not going to be like 100% action comedy.
Yeah.
As in, like,
Yeah.
it's going to lean towards
why
more
is he going to
action than
jail? Do
comedy.
you reckon?
Superman?
Yeah.
Great question.
He gets pegged in the back of the head. It feels like he's going to jail. Or is he going on to the news for an interview?
Well, no, I know we spoke about this because we've done other episodes on this before watching the trailers, and I think our assumption based on like early footage was that the way the movie's going to be structured, and I still think probably something like this, is that the Authority, who are a superhero team that are run by Maxwell Lord, are like kind of corporate superheroes, and there's probably some level of corruption there, and these superheroes aren't like super happy with it, but they're like, well, this is all we know.
Yeah.
Then Superman starts to become a superhero, and he's doing it like it's
He's
very
doing it
huge.
He's doing it freelance. He's
Yeah,
doing
he's
it
like
like normal,
freelancing.
he's his own style.
And it's like a real sisters are doing it for themselves situation, where Superman's out there saving like the individual life. That's what he cares about. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if
they all wish that they were getting pegged in the back of the head with a can of coffee.
like it could be
a
something.
can of coffee.
Like, it could be something like this with like the Authority. It's like they something has happened, and maybe is the Authority like only in America? Are they only
I
they're
don't know.
American superhero? Whatever there is, like a jurisdiction or whatever is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, something's happened, and the Authority get there, but they don't have the authority to be in that particular place, so they can't actually do anything.
Yeah.
I
But
think
then Superman can, because he's like, well, it doesn't matter. We have to save the thing, which maybe causes an international incident.
Oh yeah.
Inadvertently.
there is
but
a
he's
scene in
doing
the trailer that's
yeah.
not in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe like because of that, it's like the Authority are like,
We need to
we
capture
actually
Superman.
our hands are tied. We can't do this, or like they want to do it. Then like say their boss is like, no, you can't. So they have to stop. And then Superman does it, which causes an incident. Even though he did the right thing and saved the people or whatever, it was technically like almost like, well, that's an American citizen invading.
yeah.
Okay, hey,
That
can't do that.
is kind of like what happens. No, never mind. I'm
All
just
right.
thinking when Jimmy Olsen got shot in the head.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I was like, that wasn't a concept. Superman could have done something. To
Do we
stop
think that Lex Luthor and Superman will be like childhood best friends?
No.
Nah.
That's a shame. I like that dynamic.
Watch Smallville then.
I fucking will. Dude,
I will, and I
in
will love it.
Smallville, everyone gets superpowers from the comet, except Lex Luthor, who goes bald.
Yeah.
That's
that
his
makes
power.
him pissed off. That's funny.
Isn't that also one of the comic book origins?
I think so. That's funny stuff.
I think one of the comic book origins isn't he just playing around with chemicals and
Yeah,
then
it makes him bald.
it makes him bald. And I don't
Does
know.
he get it on his head? I
don't know.
I can. Now I'm getting like a flashback of like a comic book panel
the
where he's got
chemicals in
the
his
green
hair.
on, and he's like, kind of like holding his arms up, being like, "Ah!"
Isn't it something to do with like it's got kind of like
Is it
nothing
like the
really to do with
Joker
Superman?
becoming the
Yeah.
Joker because Batman didn't or Batman did knock him into the vat of acid or something, and Superman flew through a wall or something, and chemicals fell on his
Maybe
head.
Lex Luthor bald
I
pissed him
think it
off.
might be something even more obscure. Like maybe he's watching the news and he gets distracted by Superman doing something, and then he blames him for that.
You wouldn't be watching
I'm
the
gonna kill that
news
man.
in the original version because
He's
television
the
wasn't
best
invented
reading
yet.
the news.
Yeah.
He's the reason I'm bald. I'm gonna kill that guy.
And then also, that's like a lot of the time the reason that Lex Luthor hates Superman
Because he's bald.
made him bald.
It's just play Lex like he's a bald cell. Like I mean, or is it a hair cell?
This is from Smallville. As a child, he is caught in the first meteor shower that renders him completely bald, as well as providing him with perfect health. That's a fine trade. I wouldn't be pissed about that.
That's still a superpower.
He could
I
become
guess.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is actually kind of the origin of One Punch Man.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You know the.
I'm aware
You're
of
aware
it
of-
through like images.
Yeah, so One Punch Man's thing is he's called One Punch Man because he can defeat anyone in one punch.
That's pretty good.
But the reason he's the strongest person on Earth is because he was insecure about being bald, so he just started working out heaps. And then he worked out till he was the strongest man in the world, and now he's looking for a fight because he wants to fight, but he can't. Like every fight's too easy.
Yeah.
I hope he fight I hope he wants to fight the most haired man.
Cousin It.
Yeah, like
He is
this-
the most haired man.
like-
Listen to this pre-crisis. This is how he went bald pre-crisis. In the pre-crisis Earth 1, Clark, as Superboy, used his super breath to blow out a lab fire, which broke out when Lex created life in his lab. The chemical fire resulted in the loss of his hair and the death of his creature. So Lex, until then a Superboy fan, becomes his foe. Dude, if someone killed my creature, and made me bald, I'd
My
be pissed
creature.
too. My creature! I was making a creature in there.
Yeah.
Don't you understand my creature? You son of a
Oh my
bitch.
god, Lex, you're bald. Yeah, and my creature's dead. So,
What, I'm
two
bald?
bad things today.
Ah!
I'm even more pissed off.
Yeah, I hate Superman. I'm going to kill him.
Do we
What's
think-
his origin post-crisis?
I'll see if I can find out.
They just like copy paste. Oh, they just did it again. Okay, that's nice.
It'd probably just be the next part. If it's saying pre-crisis as a heading.
I hope.
Why you look so confused by your little machine? Have you forgot how to
'cause
read?
You can't find. There's no Wikipedia page that describes his baldness. So I'm on R Superman. But on pre-crisis Earth 2, Lex had hair. He was drawn bald occasionally because some artists confused him with another scientist. They stole his hair just by accident.
That's great. I hope that Lex Luthor's baldness is just. He's
just bald.
You know, like
Yeah.
you don't need a superhero villain story of why you're. Look, hey, hair just do that.
Yeah,
you know?
sometimes people just go
Sometimes
bald.
hair just do that. I don't know.
I love it though. I think it's so good. In this one, in I think the post-crisis, it was just a chemical fire that made him bald. Are there any where he's just?
I do like that it's somehow in comic books, and I think it's Professor Xavier's to blame for this. But like, yes, baldness means smart.
Yeah.
The hair is making you dumb, Samson style.
The thoughts pushed out the hair.
Samson style, because Samson's hair make you strong.
Yeah,
and usually
yeah.
it's brawn versus brain. Ergo,
What do we think about this? I just found out that Lex stands for Alexi.
Alexi
Luthor. That fucked me up.
Yeah, Alexi Luthor.
I always just assumed if it wasn't just Lex, Alex, so therefore Alexander, but
yeah,
it's
I always
Alexi.
thought Alexander Luthor.
Yeah.
Alexi Luthor. That doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as good as like Alex Luthor or Alexander.
Or Alexi Toliopoulos, which
Yeah.
clearly rolls off the tongue because I fucked it up.
Apparently he's also bald just because Schuster liked drawing bald guys. That's awesome. Fair enough. Drawing hair sounds annoying.
yeah. Smooth bald like an egg.
Yeah. Easy.
I'm so sorry. Alexi Luthor they put him in Earth 2.
Oh, okay. Damn.
That's when Luthor was
They
Russian.
yeah, maybe.
He was he was the original Lex Luthor from the 30s to the 50s, and then they kind of redesigned him, and they were like, this guy isn't the guy
The
anymore.
original. Oh God, comics. Shut up.
No. The original is in like, I mean, in real life, the original. Like us, it's, hey, we live in old timey London. It's the Blitz. We open a comic book. We open a comic book to escape the fact that a bomb might get dropped on our little boy head.
Oh no.
The Lex Luthor in that comic, who is only ever called Luthor in this point in time, is the Alexi Luthor.
Okay.
And then later on,
Okay.
in the 60s, when we're smoking
fat doobies.
Yeah, we're smoking that reefer and
Nice.
going to Woodstock to
Yeah.
fuck and get every
yeah.
STI known to mankind.
That's my plan.
Yes.
We're on the
where I'm
way.
going.
On the way, we're opening a new issue of Superman, and that's Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. And then I get mad flashbacks of the Blitz. Crash our van.
We lived through the Blitz to
Yeah.
come to Woodstock. That's crazy.
People
dude.
would have done that.
When I'm an old man, I'm gonna have some stories to tell my grandkids, which I'll never have because of aforementioned STI.
Yeah. Either the Blitz
The
scared
Blitz
you.
scared me impotent. The doctor looked at my sperm and said, "Sorry, Miss Amelia, you have scared sperm."
Your sperm got so scared they died.
Yeah. The morphology of your sperm is frightened.
Yeah.
Don't know
Unfortunately,
why.
when you ejaculate, they will come out but then flee, flee backwards.
You know when you come,
Like ants.
yeah. Do you ever hear like an ee sound?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
That's them screaming in
Yeah,
terror.
the Blitz really
How,
fucked up your
Doc,
sperm.
how do I explain to my sperm that the Blitz is not happening anymore? That World War II is over.
Have you tried having someone whisper to your nutsack?
I gotta find a nut whisperer. The Blitz is
The Blitz isn't real.
What the hell are you telling my nuts? I'm paying this guy a premium to lie to my
He's
testicles.
telling me the World War II didn't happen.
isn't real, dude. It can't scare you anymore. It's over. It
Brother,
happened.
balls. It's actually more. The Blitz did happen, but we
Yeah,
survived.
It did happen,
I got
but you
two of
survived.
you down there.
Yeah, either side.
They're getting conflicting information. What are you doing?
Oh, you gotta hope I got the fake one. You gotta hope I got the fake one.
Dude. Dusha wasn't even ball whispering, he was ball yelling.
Hey, balls! The Blitz happened. Don't listen to this guy. It's just you're
sorry.
safe now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to like get you through it. Yes, the Blitz was real. It's over now, so it's not happening. It happened so long ago.
You're at
dude.
Woodstock now.
You're at Woodstock. You're gonna get so many STIs.
I'm trying to get STIs, guys. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I want to see Jimi Hendrix, and I want to get at least 5 different STIs.
I want to come away from this with the puffiest penis imaginable. I'm a strange man.
The puffy, inflamed.
Yeah.
Which is puffy.
Yeah.
Dripping.
Yeah.
I want to come
Yeah.
back with the drippy dick.
Yeah, got
Back
that
to
drip
my-
dick. You got
get
that
the
real
drip
drip
dick,
dick.
dude.
Yeah, nice,
Drip
nice,
dick.
nice. Tight.
Come back, 1960, 1971.
Syphilis all the way to your brain.
Yeah.
71.
What happened in the 70s?
I guess we were still having that free love era.
Free Love dies in 69.
Yeah.
When Free Love dies at the Rolling Stones concert when
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Hell's Angels.
yeah. Anyway, Hell's Angels stabbed someone.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that.
Should not have done that.
It's true.
Well, the 70s were also a lot of drug use.
Yeah.
80s was like coming down.
Yeah.
70s, yeah, but the Free Love is over, I'm pretty sure. in the
Yeah.
70s.
I just do a bunch of drugs.
Is
It's
the
fine.
70s like serial killer like?
Yes. Maybe I'll become a serial killer.
Well, the syphilis went to his brain.
The syphilis made me Ted Bundy.
Yeah, and then I've become Ted Bundy before he can do it. Because I knew about him.
You can become a Lexi Bundy.
Yeah. Am I Alexi?
No, you. That's a Lex Luthor reference, not a
Okay.
Lexi Toliopoulos.
But I just got
The show we're doing, not our friends in real
I
life.
got confused if in the riff I was
gotta
Lex
understand.
Luthor or if I was Jackson.
Because we were reading
You were
about,
Jackson, you
we
were
reading
reading.
about Lex Luthor.
That's
You
right.
learned, yeah.
You gotta. The riff moved on from
It
there.
really did.
I was
Yeah,
somewhere
it
else.
really did.
Okay.
You gotta pay attention.
I had
You
scared
gotta
balls.
keep up with
you know? There's a lot going on,
But I
dude.
got a ball whisperer.
Because
Paul.
before the balls were scared, you were reading comics.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
And
right.
learning about how
That's-
Lex had changed over time.
Yeah.
What do we think Lex's relationship with Superman's going to be?
I reckon he'll be he might want to do his own superhero
It'll
team.
be
like Authority.
a very thin parallel to real life scared of immigrants situation.
You reckon? Interesting.
I think he might be trying to do a hostile takeover of Maxwell Lord's biz.
This It depends what his view, if he just hates Superman or if he also hates the Authority.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the aliens being... Because Lex does this in the comics, too. He's like, I hate Superman because this is Earth for human beings.
Yeah.
I thought it's more about
And, like, I'm the cleverest, the best human being,
But
but
I
I
can
will
never
never be...
become-
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll never be as good as Superman.
Yeah. It's like you're a Superman. I'm just a man. And no matter how much I work out or think real good.
Yeah.
Which
I'll
is
never be as
a
good as
really
you.
interesting thing for him to have in an already established DCU that has superheroes.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you're really splitting hairs if you're like,
I hate this
You're like,
one
I
guy.
hate Superman,
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
but I don't hate Hawkgirl.
Yeah,
well, that's what I mean. Like,
He's
will
terrific.
they-
He's terrific.
Yeah,
will they just be like, I hate all superheroes?
Well, I guess the thing is,
Yeah.
although Guy Gardner makes that weird, but
'Cause he's
Superman
from
is the
space.
only alien.
Isn't Hawkgirl an
No,
alien?
Hawkgirl's just a reincarnated Egyptian princess.
Of course. Mr.
Hawkgirl's
Terrific guy?
Yeah, Mr. Terrific's just like, he's like
Guy
this-
Gardner's a guy, too.
Yeah, but he
Not
went
just
to
a clever
space.
name. Yeah, he went to space, but he's not from space.
That's true, that's
Yeah.
true. But yeah, so maybe he will be anti-alien. Maybe it will
Actually,
be an immigrant
that
thing, yeah.
could be. I mean,
Mm.
if you're looking at that team, none of them are from space.
Yeah, but
Guy
then-
Gardner's gone to space.
But you don't. I mean, unless he knows, like, how do they know that he isn't from Earth? As in
Superman.
Superman.
He say, I was born on Krypton.
But does he know that?
He's an adult, so I would assume at this point, typically he would.
Yeah. And like, how much of that is known publicly, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
And, like,
maybe the movie will begin with
He's
like
got a fucked up dog. That's not very guy-like.
No, guys got fucked up
Guys
dogs.
got fucked up dogs all the
think
time,
about,
bro.
Think about a guy with a fucked up dog. That's just a guy thing.
most
Yeah.
guys with dogs, the dog's fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd
Well-
they do that?
I don't know. But I wonder if Superman, if it's going to be like, it's kind of hard to tell. If has Superman been quietly Supermaning in the background? Is he an adult and only has recently discovered, like, you know,
Yeah.
are we seeing him
Unless it's set...
post Smallville kind of,
It's like,
you know?
unless-
I'm thinking like, oh, it's an origin story, but it's not, because
No.
he's just going to be
He's in the
Superman
suit, he's
around,
got the
he's got
dog.
the suit, got the dog, he's got a Fortress of
gonna-
Solitude.
Are they going to borrow from comics where... Because...
Well, Tom King is a writer on it, so
Is he?
yeah, I'm pretty
He's
sure.
a writer on Lanterns, and he wrote the Supergirl comic that the Supergirl movie, which is the next DCU thing, is based on.
Yeah.
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I think is what it's called. It's like a comic book that everyone's like, hey, this is the fucking best, and it's weird no one's talking about it. But then
Yeah.
it was on like the best of list, and now people talk about it all the time, like me right now. What was I saying?
I don't
yeah,
know, dude.
unless they do the thing that happens in the Superman comics sometimes, where they just have it that Superman did exist, and then he fucked off to space.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like, things have changed. Like,
Or
things
like
have
he
changed a lot.
say he was Superman, like say he had a similar start in as it depicted in Jackson's favorite television show of all time, Smallville.
Yes.
Somebody save me.
Remy Zero.
You know, dude, God,
Yeah.
that show fucking rocks.
It's a bad show, and that's okay.
No, he's wrong. He's got it twisted. He must be thinking about someone else.
He must be thinking about some
Smallville's
different
great.
show.
What's good about
He
it?
gets so horny he runs to Brazil.
Yeah, dude.
That's in one episode.
And then when
that's
he's in
one
Brazil,
scene in
then
one
when he's in
episode.
Brazil, he can't activate it again, so he has to take the plane. That's awesome.
He's pretty good.
That's funny as fuck,
Very
dude.
funny. Lex's dad's there, and
He's got huge hair.
huge hair, dude.
Okay, you've won me over. Smallville, greatest show, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Anyway, unless they do like, he got his powers in high school,
Mm.
he Supermaned a bit, then discovered his Krypton roots or whatever, has fucked off to sort that out. Like, because in the comics, it happens just before the best comic book of all time, Superman Grounded.
Of course.
Where there was the Krypton 100-minute war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have him leave Earth and then come back, and then everyone's like, he's the fucking guy's
Yeah,
back.
what are you doing, man?
Well, maybe
We've got
he-
this
Which is why he
sword.
gets pegged in the back of the head with the coffee cup
May-
or can.
Yeah. However
Whatever
the
it
coffee's
is.
stored. Maybe it's the kind of thing because we do see him chatting to Pa Kent at one point in the trailer.
He's
So
like,
maybe it's a thing. He,
Superman, you got to stop fucking off Earth. Everyone hates you when you do that.
well, I was gonna say maybe he dies.
Pa Kent.
Pa Kent dies.
Well, both paws are
Pa
alive. are alive in this
Kents.
movie.
Oh my god, rich. But yeah, maybe Pa Kent dies at some point in the classic. You know, it's a classic part of
Heart
Superman's
attack
origin.
way.
Yeah, heart attack way.
I hope they kill him in an even stupider way than the hurricane.
Absolutely.
That Superman could definitely stop.
I hope a barn falls on him.
He gets Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, like the hurricane, like the tornado scene from Man of Steel, but we see the whole thing.
But what about just like
Goodbye, Clark. Whoa! And he's spinning around
home
inside.
invasion? He gets shot.
Something Superman could
yeah,
easily
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but maybe Pa Kent dies, and
Yeah.
Superman's like, I need time to grieve. And so he goes to space. He's, like, I got to figure myself out. And then when he comes back, he's like, oh fuck, you know.
I've been gone for 30
Or
years.
it's the kind of thing where he is Superman, but only in like Smallville and the surrounding towns, and he's kind of helping people out, but he's not doing the full superhero thing.
This could be his first time in Metropolis.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we see is Pa Kent dies, and he's like, well, I gotta go out there and fucking get a job.
I need to abandon this farm now that no one's looking after it.
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes to the city, and he's like, oh, I see these other superheroes. Maybe I'll try it out instead of just being a guy who helps out around Smallville or whatever.
I think it could be like a thing where it's maybe just a Smallville thing.
Yeah.
I hope we don't really see much of this. Maybe it's just implied or whatever. I don't think Pa Kent will either die in this film. Like I just don't think he'll die in this film. And it might just be more of I've been helping out a lot of people, but like, you know, been watching, seeing everything. Like everyone seems to be converging on Metropolis.
Yeah.
I think I can do the most good there.
Yeah.
And then that's where then it's like basically now he is a very he's like, you know, I guess he's a big fish, but he's a big fish in a very big pond.
Yeah.
Counter to all of this, it is actually an origin story.
Whoa.
No, sorry, as in like...
What if? Yeah.
Option 3, it is actually an origin story, but they just tell it in a way that they trick people into being like, well, it's not really an origin story because he is established in it, but we tell his origin through flashbacks.
Oh, okay.
Which is what Man of Steel does.
Yeah. I can see them doing that.
Yeah.
You should have let that... But maybe it'd be funny they just double down on everything in Man of Steel. It's like those two bosses full of kids, and you should have left them to die.
2 tornadoes, 2 pockets, 2 pockets.
In fact, 2 Supermans.
Yeah.
You have
Man
a brother.
of Steel.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Man of Steels.
Maybe they'll open with his little baby carriage flying through space, and that's what the opening credits will be over. To get it out of the way, but still do it.
Supergirl takes place on Krypton, I'm fairly sure, but she's in this movie, which means that Krypton might still exist, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Help me listen. Please, someone tell me.
Douche is
What is
freaking
this
out.
movie?
We don't know, dude.
I'm guessing, like, it'll just be a straightforward-ish superhero movie where he's fighting Lex Luthor and the Authority are there getting in the way.
Yeah.
And then they disband the Authority and become their own individual things because they all have the Authority uniform, basically, in the trailer.
Yeah.
The end. Lex Luthor lives.
Do we think it's going to do well enough to kickstart the DCU?
It'll do well enough to get the next movie. I don't think it'll gross more than $600,000.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money. And I have not lost sight of that. But when they're looking for when Zaslav wants to cook up a billy.
Absolutely.
What
do we know the budget for this film?
I think
so.
it's lower than some superhero movies, but it's still going to be high. Yeah. It'll be like 170.
I think this is going to be a
moderate hit.
Yeah, I was going to say I think audience will like it, critics will like it, but I just don't think it's going to like hit those numbers of like
it would have to do something massive and exciting to get people excited for superhero movies.
I think it's very funny. You know, Marvel did that thing last year where they were like, hey, we're stepping back. We're releasing one movie and a couple of TV shows. And that way we can make stuff good again instead of just churning it out. But I think that probably, I mean, I'm glad they did it. But it definitely made me stop thinking about superhero movies. You know what I mean?
Which is nice.
Well, I love it. Yeah, it's great. But it definitely, I think, it helped the world move on slightly.
Yeah.
Where I don't think the fact that this is there used to be a point where the fact that this is a Superman movie would be bums in seats. I don't know if that's true anymore.
I reckon this will make. You know what? I reckon it'll make a billy.
All right.
I reckon it will.
Whoa.
Fuck it.
Okay.
I'm going all in.
You've chosen hope.
Yeah. Look, I was like this with DP and W.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like this with SM.
Superman.
Yeah.
I think Superman is still a
Extremely
very
recognizable
extremely
name.
recognizable symbol.
If Captain America is bad, which comes out like 3 months earlier, that will damage Superman.
No.
Yes,
no,
it will.
Nah. Not at all.
Marvel has damaged DC before.
Yeah, but not like this.
Okay.
You got to imagine, because, like, okay. I don't want to make some sort of, like, wide sweeping allegations about certain movie going audience. But there's something a little different about this Captain America than the previous Captain America.
No, I mean critically.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get, that doesn't matter. That doesn't fucking matter. I think, that won't matter at all.
You still reckon a Billy?
I still think a billy.
I don't think it's going to hit.
I
600.
think, I think it's
600.
going to hit a billy. The
Batman
900.
only made 700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were bad films. Also, the Batman was confusing because it was coming out in a time when there was bad films.
Yeah, but
with everything going on.
Does the general movie-going public, remembering that they did just see Henry Cavill as Superman at the end of Black Adam?
No one saw that.
That is true. No one did see Black Adam.
Yeah. No one. Everyone's like, I think it's been long enough as well. Also, there wasn't like a current, like maybe because when the Batman was coming out with Pat Fleck, what's his name again?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. He's like that. That was still like, what's going on with that whole thing? Because like the Flash was still going on.
Yeah.
And all of that. So that was a very confusing thing. We know that's all dead now.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
do.
The Batman made
time now
772 million.
since the last Superman film.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're like, this guy looks nothing like Henry Cavill.
Do you think
I
that
think people are going to be like, yeah, I'm sold. It's been a while since we've seen a decent superhero film, and I think you're going to get people who like need that kind of like semblance of hope, need that semblance of like nostalgia, because like, hey man, I still remember, I went to see this with my dad, and now
I
I've
was
got
the
grandkids.
horse that hurt Chris Reeves?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Horse is going to
movies, do
see the film.
A horse, an old, really old
Real
horse.
old horse.
To
So
pay respects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think a lot of people have a lot of fond memories of, say, the Reeve Superman. I think Superman means a lot to a lot of people. So like, I think it's going to make a billy, and I think a lot of people will be like, you know what, I'm gonna back this. It looks interesting. It looks different. Is hope.
Yeah.
And it also looks like you can take your kid to this.
Yes, that's true.
Superman starts a trailer with blood pouring out of his face.
But there's a dog.
Yeah.
But there's a dog.
There's a dog.
That he gets whistled while blood snot is pouring out of his mouth, and when he whistles, he shoots the blood snot, which I noticed when we watched the trailer again.
Still take kid to this.
I think
Maybe
that
a
the
10-year-old.
general audience has been scorned too much by recent serious-looking superhero movies, Joker 2, etc.
Yeah, just joking. I don't know. I think this is so like
It's not gonna
far
make a
removed
billy.
from that.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll make a billy close
think-
to 900, but I reckon it'll like.
I think it's going to.
600.
I honestly think it's probably going to flop. Thinking about it now, I think if the most recent superhero movie that went gangbusters was Deadpool and Wolverine, and I think this is like almost the exact opposite of that in terms of tone. So I feel like,
And not only that, but every other superhero movie that came out last year was a financial disaster.
I just don't.
Craven made 600.
Yeah.
600. Made 60 million,
Yeah.
which is whew.
bad.
Madam Web 100 million.
Yeah.
Joker 2 200 million.
Like, I get that there's a difference between Madam Web and Superman
Yes.
in terms
Like,
of the
No, but it's in,
cachet
like-
of as a character.
There's a difference there.
But I
There's
just-
also a difference of like the caliber of people making this, and
Yeah.
also the fact that it's,
I think it'll be a good movie.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
I
decent
just-
movie,
yeah.
and I think word of mouth will spread that, hey, it's a really decent movie. You should watch this. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
like superhero films are back. It's like an incredible performance by everyone involved.
Yeah.
You really should see this in the cinema.
And it's good to see
fantastic,
David
blah, blah,
Corenswet.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's great to see David Corenswet.
Yeah.
I want it to do well, but I,
really
just
want it to
don't
do
think
I
it
think
will.
the movie will be good, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
It will not make $1 billion.
Yeah.
I am also excited for Supergirl. That will also not make $1 billion.
That's probably going to make significantly whatever Superman made, it will make less.
Unless David Corenswet is in the movie.
Yes.
And it's like it's one of those situations where it's like, like what they did with some of the Phase 3 movies
Yeah.
of Marvel, which
Yeah.
I'm going to refer to as the last time Marvel was good.
Yeah. Nice.
Where it's like the next movie in the series, even though it's not so like fucking, I don't know, you get like Captain America Civil War, and then the next movie you're like, well, it's not a sequel, but like it's kind of happening. And
It's connected. Yeah.
so like if Supergirl's like that, but if it's, I mean, the comic that it's based on, that is not
it's
the case.
not the case.
So,
Yeah.
Best of luck to the DCU. Don't fire James Gunn straight away, even though when you look at the box office, you're gonna really want
Well,
to.
yeah, that's what
Oh,
that's my greatest fear, because I think that
Chapter 1, you can ditch the Chapter 1 thing because
Yeah.
it'll be chapter, this is the only
exactly
one.
because like you got to remember with the MCU, Captain America, Iron Man did very well. Captain America did very well, right?
No, those movies didn't, like, Phase 1 movies, they, like, made money.
There was
Yeah.
a surprise hit. They were a surprise.
Absolutely, but also like stuff
for
like
everyone
Thor,
involved.
everybody kind of agreed stunk. At the time, that's what I remember the critical response being. They were like, "Man, the original Thor is the bad movie in the MCU." Like, I remember that being sort of general
I think,
opinion. They were like, oh, yeah.
When it first came out, you go,
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh is directing it. It's going to be very Shakespearean,
But everybody was like,
blah, blah, blah.
but-
Oh, yeah, it was fine.
You got to give that whole, world room to grow and stuff. And
Look,
I hope the DC was
yeah.
afforded the same
It's this
thing.
weird thing, because I really do hope that, yes, they give this time to grow. Because it's kind of like, it's weird, right? Because they're kind of damn if they do, damn if they don't. Say, for example, it makes a Billy. The next movie that comes out, then they'll be like, because the higher ups are
Morons.
dog shit
Yeah,
for
yeah.
brains. They're like, well, the next one's got to make at least another million.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
another Billy. So like, it has
I
to do
think-
better.
Yeah.
And you really hope to be like, no, stop.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that
gotta
a
see it
Billy.
as a-
I think a Billy is the magic number though. Of like, if it makes a Billy, and then the next one makes 700 million, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because they've got the one Billy. But if this makes 600 million and then Supergirl makes 400 million.
Yeah, lights out. That's lights out for the DC.
But yeah, like, I mean, like phase one, Iron Man made like nearly 600 million, which was crazy for the time.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk, though, made 250 million with a $150 million budget. Iron Man 2, 600 million, so slightly better. Thor, 400 million. So they're not like, I mean, also
Yeah.
this is fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not 20 years ago. Sorry to everyone who just got scared about how old they are. It's 15 years
Once
ago.
again, the temporal location of Baseless Speculation is called into
Yeah.
question.
I
The
know, it
original
just had
Captain
a-
America only made 103. I mean, that's probably a good example.
Yeah.
Like, the original Captain America was the lowest grossing film.
right.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't know if people, because also Superman,
Yeah.
kind of a symbol of America.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that what people want right now?
There
Well,
is
the
that
symbol
too.
of a different America, I guess.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Make Hamilton too. That's what people want.
That's gonna make the money, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Have we got
I don't know. I hope it makes a Billy.
Yeah.
Look, by the sounds of it, it's like, it probably won't. But I really do hope it does.
And James Gunn will. He won't get to make a Superman 2.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But I hope that's not the case. I hope we're proved wrong. Have we got to swing for the fence real quick to wrap it up?
It will make $1 billion.
Nice, yeah. I think they'll introduce that super ape that Superman has sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Bubbles? Or was
Actually-
that Michael Jackson's ape?
That was
Bubbles
Michael
is Michael Jackson's ape. Actually, do you reckon this will be the type of movie with a post-credits tease? I guess the Supergirl,
No.
the fact that Supergirl's in this movie, that'll probably be the post-credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they don't do it. I hope
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? Well, that's not us. That's
Yeah.
not what we do this year. We're not going to do it.
James Gunn likes post-credit scenes. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 had like 12
Yeah,
or
but that was
something.
Marvel. That was Marvel.
Yeah,
That was
but
Marvel's thing.
That was Gunn, though.
Yeah, but
and
it was
I
Marvel's
also think that they're going to be... It was Ferris Bueller's thing first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We should rebrand
Also in the-
post-credit
yeah.
scenes as Bueller's.
Yeah.
Just to go out for the Bueller?
Yeah. Oh, dude, mint Bueller.
Also, like, there was a Bueller in the Super Mario movie.
Yeah, that's true. There was a Bueller. It was
Yeah.
that Yoshi is coming. Who cares? Beppo was the ape I was thinking of.
Ah, classic.
Beppo's an awesome name.
He's not even an ape. He just looks like that.
Shout out to Beppo.
Shout out to Beppo.
And
dude.
shout out to
Beppo.
Bueller's and shout out to Beppo appearing in the Superman Bueller.
Yeah. Say Swing of Fences. I reckon. We're gonna,
Tease Batman in the post-credit scene.
We're
Whoa.
gonna
Go full crazy.
full crazy. No, I reckon we're gonna also. This is Swing for a Fence. So it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like a rom-com as well. I think
Yeah.
it might be anyway.
Yeah, very possibly.
Kevin Smith cameo.
Whoa. Kevin Feige cameo.
Kevin Smith cameo is not super out of
Yeah, I was
the...
like, why? But then I'm
Yeah,
like,
they could do it.
Hey, had he written much for Superman?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wrote
he did.
Superman Flyby or whatever, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah, wasn't Kevin Smith and... Because Kevin Smith and Tim Burton had a huge fight over it. And now Tim Burton's like, I hope Kevin Smith dies or whatever.
Oh yeah,
The Nick-
yeah.
the
He
Nick
wrote,
Cage- yeah.
he wrote the screenplay. Yeah, you're right. Or had a shot at it.
And it would be the second time Kevin Smith would be referenced in a superhero property
Yeah.
in an insane way. Because let's not forget the Captain Marvel Stan Lee
that's
cameo.
right. What the
Where
hell?
he's reading
He's reading the script.
For
Why would they
Mallrats.
do that?
to make Kevin Smith cry, which
Yeah.
happened.
What about this? Okay, this is my final swing for the
Snoochie
fence.
booches.
Snoochie booches.
Snoot. Doesn't matter. Continue.
Imagine this movie just goes full multiverse in the first.
It might.
That's what I know. It might.
Well, I mean, it could go.
They could do it. Imagine this Superman's from a different universe, just out the gate. That would be awesome.
Yeah, from Earth 2.
I would be like, people don't learn lessons, and that rocks.
Yeah, they immediately the first movie setting up Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Oh, that'd be
They
good.
could.
Yeah.
You know, if it was the DC EU again, if it was anyone other than Gunn, that would be my prediction.
Well, I mean, like DC
could.
have shown that they wanted to get all their guys out straight away.
Yeah. Maybe Crisis of Infinite Earths is what this movie's about. Superboy punches space so hard that he rips
It
all the
dies,
dimensions
yeah.
or whatever.
Swing the fence here. I reckon Peacemaker cameo.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's like, look, it's a safe swing.
Yeah, but you're probably right. Yeah.
He's doing the dance.
Oh,
From
we're
the
doing
intro?
dance from the
Oh,
intro.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least, like maybe the
John Cena is
Peacemaker.
currently retiring from WWE at time of recording.
Oh my god, dude.
Now you know it's
okay.
2025 because
Yeah,
2025 is Cena's retirement year.
Okay.
Wow.
He came second in the Royal Rumble. See, there we go.
There we go.
With the
Now
present
you
events.
date the episode.
Or I'm in the pocket of WWE and revealing secrets.
Yeah, who knows? Peacemaker's team maybe cameo. Like,
Ooh,
okay,
okay.
like either
I don't,
Peacemaker
no,
himself
no,
or
they're
that whole
keeping
team.
they're keeping that fucking team out of this movie for sure, just because they were in the Black Adam post credits. No, the Shazam 2 post credit scene, and everyone was like, "What the fuck does this mean?" And then they were like, "We don't know why they did that."
Yeah, that's
Is
right.
Amanda Waller in Creature Commander?
Yes.
And it's
Oh,
not
they
just-
do the classic DCEU post credit scene where Amanda Waller's like, "Hey, fuckhead, I'm putting together a team and I hate you."
Suicide Squad is the next movie somehow. A third crack.
No, she did it in fucking.
Oh,
Yeah.
she did do it in God. It's so funny, Henry Cavill being like, I'm back as Superman.
I quit
I'm
The
not.
Witcher. Oh. Can I come back for The Witcher?
And if people like, he's a champion of nerds, and Henry
No,
Cavill
he
gets the
sucks,
bad end of
dude.
the stick, he sucks. Look up his dating history and his comments on women.
I just always remember when all the Me Too stuff was like kicking off and he was like, you can't even talk to a bro.
Yeah, people are like, no, he's just a gamer.
He's just a gamer, dude. He's just like me, but hot. He's like, no.
Wrong.
If he was unattractive,
Well, I mean, he might be just like you, but hot. But you're not a good
he's
guy.
got a-
yeah.
Henry
That's not a
Cavill
good
has
thing.
a wretched soul. I'll
Yeah.
say it, dude. He's a wretched man. Well, now that we've got the classic baseless speculation slander out of the way.
Well, I looked up me claiming that Lachlan Murdoch wants to suck off his own dad might come back to bite me because they've sued so many people.
That's awesome.
That's very funny.
Well, oh well.
We set them up, they knock us down.
And on that note, I've been Joel.
I've been Jackson.
Yeah, we'll see,
This has been another episode of Baseless Speculation, and we're the BS Boys, and we're back for 2025, the current year.
Yeah. Wink.